Welcome to another episode of Kurdistan This Week, where we bring you the latest in the Kurdistan region from NRT Studios in Somani. Residents of Said Sadiq protested in front of the municipal office on Monday against poor public services in the city, demanding an increase in the number of hours of public electricity and that the government distribute kerosene for heating. 2 protesters were wounded in a clash with the security forces and were taken to a local hospital for treatment. One protest leader said that he had been threatened for organizing the demonstration. The security forces briefly arrested 3 NRT journalists while they were covering the protest and allegedly threatened 2 others from 2 other outlets. Protests against poor public services are common in the region, but do not usually end in violence, making this most recent incident stand out. Russian Special Presidential Representative for the Middle East, Mikhail Bogdanov, arrived in Erbil on Wednesday and held meetings with the region's top political leadership. Accompanied by Russian Ambassador to Iraq, Maxim Maximov, and Consul General in Erbil, Oleg Levin, Bogdanov met separately with Kurdistan Region President Nechervan Barzani and Kurdistan Regional Government Prime Minister Masroor Barzani, where they discussed economic and political ties between Moscow and Erbil. Russia has significant oil and gas interests in the Kurdistan region. The discussions also touched on the ongoing political crisis in Baghdad and Russia's role in Syria. Later, the Russian delegation also met with Kurdistan Democratic Party leader Massoud Barzani. Religious leader Mala Mazhar appeared in court in Erbil on Monday to answer a lawsuit about his incendiary comments about women. The mullah was sued by a coalition of organizations that advocate for women's rights in August 2018 after calling women dinosaurs during a television appearance in June of that year. He has also advocated for polygamy on a number of occasions. The lawsuit is part of a broader campaign by civil society activists to stand up to sexism in the Kurdistan region, which they say is being perpetuated when figures like Mala Mazhar are able to use the media to demean women with impunity. They also plan to file additional lawsuits against other figures, including other mullahs, who use sexist language in their messaging. Several dozen people showed up on Monday outside the courthouse to support the mullah. Director of Dukan Dam, Hamir Tahrir Jalal, said on Tuesday that the water level in the dam's reservoir had been lowered significantly in order to facilitate electricity production. Jalal told NRT Digital Media that there was 4.5 billion cubic meters of water in the reservoir in January 2019, but now only 3 billion cubic meters are left. He said that officials were supposed to begin restricting water flows on December 15th to refill the reservoir, but have continued letting water through in order to keep producing electricity. He said that the current levels will be maintained until February 15th, when the dam would focus on conserving water levels in the reservoir. He also noted that there had been less rain this winter compared with last year's historic totals. By last April, enough rain had fallen that water began coursing down the Bellmouth spillway at the dam for the first time since 1988. The current level is a full 5 meters below that point. Finally, the owners of private electricity generators protested in Erbil on Wednesday against a decision by the local government aimed at reducing noise pollution. Erbil Governor Firsat Sofi said on November 24th that owners of private generators in the city would be required to install quieter models before May 1st in an effort to cut down on noise. The protesters said that they wanted to be compensated for the switchover, saying that it was saddling them with unnecessary costs. Private generators are common in the Kurdistan region and Iraq, with neighborhood blocks often coming together to run them, because the public grid can only supply about a half day's worth of power. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Kurdistan This Week. If you'd like more information on these stories and others, check out our website, nrttv.com/en, and be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.